Most unicorn founders finish college. So why is every founder on the demo day stage bragging about the semester they didn't finish? Here's my one-line take. Dropout stopped being a decision and became more of a costume. And costumes don't build companies. Welcome back to the Gen Z EO Playbook podcast. Today, we're breaking down the college dropout trend that's dominating startup pitches. Forget the surface level headlines. We're looking at it at a real narrative that actually impacts you if you're going to build a company. So in today's episode, we're going to go for three things. Number one, why the dropout flex stopped meaning anything. Number two, what Zach Yadegari's reversal actually reveals. And number three, the framework to steal before your next major decision. So what actually happened? Well, here's what's showing up in the reports out of YC Combinator right now. At YC Demo Days, founders are increasingly leading their 1-minute pitches with dropout statuses. Not their product, not their traction, but their dropout status. Katie Stanton of Moxie Ventures put it directly. Being a dropout is a kind of credential in itself, reflecting a deep conviction and commitment to building. The mythology goes back to Jobs, Gates, Zuckerberg, but the research on unicorn founders says that most actually held a bachelor's or a graduate degrees. The dropout story is an exception people remember, not the pattern that builds the billion-dollar companies. Cursor's Michael Trulli graduated MIT. Cognition's Scott Wu graduated Harvard, and both built one of the most technically respected companies in the AI wave. Others lean all the way in. Brandon Foodie dropped out of Georgetown to co-found Mercer. Colville Tugger of Phosphor Capital calls it urgency, the fear that finishing school means missing the AI building window. Then there's Zach Yadegari, co-founder of Cal AI. He planned the classic dropout story, spent a summer in a hacker's house, fully intended to skip to school, then he changed his mind. He went to college anyway, posted the reversal on X, and that's where this gets interesting. The real story, and this is what the headline misses. This was never about education. It's more about signaling. Nobody's actually deciding, should I learn this material? They're deciding what story gets me the funding faster. And right now, the dropout story is winning that contest, whether it's true or not. Think about what a 1-minute YC pitch is optimized for. You don't have time to prove product depth. You have time for one signal that says this person is convicted and to bet on them. Dropping out used to be a costly signal. You gave something up to prove commitment. Now it's cheap. Everyone knows it's the move and everyone can perform it. And a perform signal isn't a signal anymore. It just becomes the new baseline that you're expected to claim. Zach put it best. He thought he'd escaped the set of expectations, only to find himself chasing another. Instead of teachers telling him what to do, it was VCs and mentors. He didn't stay in school because he suddenly loved academics. He stayed because he caught himself making a huge, irreversible decision based on the story other people wanted him to perform, not what actually served him. And that's the dropout narrative under the headline. The VCs and mentors wanting you to make that choice that fits the story they already believe in. So why does this matter for Gen Z founders? Well, if you're weighing whether to drop out, the real question is, are you dropping out because the thing you're building can't wait? Or because the dropout founder is a story you think will get taken seriously? Those are two different decisions wearing the same outfit. The urgency argument some VCs make deserves scrutiny, not automatic acceptance. Because Zach's reversal wasn't about school, but it was about noticing that he'd swapped out one set of expectations, teachers and parents, for another, VCs and mentors, without asking what he actually wanted underneath both. So whatever you decided about school, that's the question worth checking out for yourself. The signal versus substance framework. Steal this. 3 checks before you make your next major decision, dropping out or otherwise, based on what the story tells. Step 1. The origin audit. Ask yourself plainly, whose idea was this originally? Was it yours, from working on the actual problem? Or was it a narrative you picked up from a pitch deck, a VC conversation, or a demo day stage? Be honest, not aspirational. Step 2. The reversal test. Imagine writing the public post explaining why you changed your mind, the way Zach did. If you can't picture a vision of a post that you'd be proud of, you might be optimizing for a story instead of checking a decision. And the last step, step 3, the substance check. Before you lead out with any credential, dropout or otherwise, ask if this were still true and still matter if nobody was watching. If the answer is no, it's a costume, not a conviction. The dropout story isn't the enemy, the unexamined performance of it is. So here's the real headline, not the one about dropping out being cool. Most unicorn founders stayed in school, and the ones dropping out and getting funded aren't winning because they dropped out, they're winning because they had conviction. And dropping out was sometimes, not always, part of how they acted on it. So the playbook for us is simple. Steal the systems that work: the origin audit, the reversal test, the substance check. Question the story that a credential, dropout, or degree is doing your conviction job for you. Build something your future self isn't ashamed of, whatever you decide about school. And if you want more breakdowns like this, with real founders, real frameworks, and no fluff, subscribe to the Gen Z EO Playbook podcast on YouTube and wherever else you listen. Once again, I'm Rayyan. This is the Gen Z EO Playbook podcast, and I'll see you next episode.